Right, we've got lots coming up on tonight's show. A bit later on, we're talking boxing with Dan Raff. We've got Kevin Ashar with European football. You know the rules, Cam. We've got our Ralph Ellis back pages tomorrow tonight. Dermot Gallagher. Say it again, please. Dermot Gallagher joins us as well. Lots to talk about with him from big decisions over the weekend. But obviously, Jay, there's only one place to begin. And we'll talk Manchester United later on, sadly. I hope we don't have time, but we will, I'm sure. But we're going to begin with that game at the Emirates. 2-2 between Arsenal and Palace.
Don't worry, Stinks. We've got plenty of time, mate.
No.
No.
Producer Rufus says we'll probably do it on tomorrow night. No.
I'm
on drive, have I? Oh, what a shame that is.
No, hold on. Just seen the running order.
No, you haven't. We've got a new running order that we haven't emailed over to you. Leonardo's got it. He's 6. And listen, we've got to talk about the Palace game. Now, you and I weren't watching it together. You're watching it in your house. I'm watching it here. I was watching it with Rufus and One More Billy. When Arsenal went 1-0 up at half-time, I said to them, I'm not a gambling man, as you all know, but I said to them, if I was a gambling man, I'd bet on Palace to win this game. I would have lost my money, so that goes to show you why gambling's so bad for you. But the reason I was saying that, I just thought Arsenal, when they went 1-0 up, they just sort of, I don't want to say gave up, that might be a little bit harsh, but I thought Palace had a few chances, didn't take them in the first half, looked quite dangerous on the counter-attack, and then led 2-1 and should have easily and could have easily had all 3 points tonight.
Do you know what? It was really odd. I totally agree with you. I felt Palace were the better side. Palace deserved to win that game. Arsenal got lucky, very lucky. Very odd performance from them because the opening 15 minutes, they took the game to Palace and they got the early goal. And, you know, that tends, not always, but it tends to set the trend when you're a home side, especially in a game like this where you're expected to win. Not a bit of it. Let's give Palace a huge amount of credit. They were the better side. Strange performance from Arsenal. I felt that they allowed Crystal Palace to dominate the ball. It reminded me a little bit of Man United's second half performance against Leicester, where they didn't close the ball, they didn't engage in the ball, they didn't close down. They allowed players like Conor Gallagher and Milivojevic just to pass and stroke the ball around. Benteke, it's one of the best games I've seen him play.
What a goal as well.
It's a brilliant strike. I've got to tell you, I'm not convinced by Gabriel today. I thought his performance tonight was really poor.
I totally agree.
In the edge of the box, dropping off, allowing space. The goal, okay, it's 1v1. But Benteke, he's never going to go on his left foot. He's not. Benteke cannot believe the opportunity he's allowed to open up and stroked it home. But I have to say, Palace, superb tonight. Absolutely brilliant. Every Palace fan can be delighted with what they've seen. I've just watched Arsenal celebrate a draw last minute against Palace. I know it's like when you get a point, but there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans leaving that stadium tonight thinking, did we really just celebrate a point against Crystal Palace?
It's funny you say that, Jay, because there's an email that sort of text, whatever it is, coming in from It's Me Daz. It says, Arsenal fans celebrating a draw like they've just won the Champions League. They'll tell you they fought until the end, when in reality they gave up a 1-0 lead against an average Premier League side and scraped a draw. They'll still tell you Arteta is great. And then it's got hashtag deluded gooners. Now, I'm not necessarily going to agree with everything. I agree with the fact they did give up when they were 1-0 up, and I'm still not convinced about Mikel Arteta. But Arsenal are 12th in the Premier League. They're a couple of points above Palace. They're 14th. They're on, I think, 8 points. So only, 5 points off the bottom 3. We'll talk about Palace with regards to how you think the season will go in just a moment. But just staying with Arsenal for a moment. You know, it looked like Arsenal had turned a corner. A lot of Arsenal fans thought they had. This draw is on the back of another one, I think, and then they had 3 wins on the bounce. And Arsenal fans were getting a little bit dizzy, certainly when they beat Spurs and they went above them after Spurs were top of the Premier League after 3 games. I just wonder if this is tonight, if we've seen, and Arsenal were lucky to nick a point, I just wonder if what we've seen tonight is basically where Arsenal are at the moment, a mid-table side, lucky to get a point against Palace.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of questions still unanswered about Arsenal Football Club and Arteta's version of Arsenal. The commentary that I was listening to were raving about Aubameyang. I did not see that performance. I didn't see the performance they were talking about, closing down, working hard, setting a tempo, leading by example. I didn't see that. I absolutely didn't see that. Smith Rowe is their best player. And the way that he travels with that ball. Saka is another one, a big fan of his. Kieran Tierney. I've been very disappointed in Partey since he's been here because I thought he was a brilliant signing for them, and he still may turn out to be. But other than that, what have Arsenal really got? It's a head scratcher, mate. Real head scratcher.
Maybe an Arsenal fan can phone me up and tell me why Pepe's on corners. I still don't really get that. And we should talk about James McArthur as well on Saka. I mean, he basically kicked him off the pitch. How was that not a red card? We've got Dermot Gallagher on. Oh, really? You don't think that was a red? Oh, wow.
I think he's got his. I think we look at his head. He can't see it. It's clumsy, really clumsy. I'm not saying it's not. It's not a red. If you can't give a red, then you can only give a yellow in my book. It's a poor challenge.
Yellow doesn't exist. I mean, Sorry, you're saying you only give a yellow?
If you can't give if it's an orange, you have to give. For me,
What do you
you've
mean
got to
an
give a
orange
yellow.
doesn't exist? So which one are you giving?
Well, that's what I mean. It's an orange. So if you put the two colours together, eventually you get orange.
talkSPORT breaking news.
I don't even know how to repeat what he's just said there to get to orange. If you put what two colours together, you get orange?
If you put enough of it,
Of what?
And yellow and red together,
Yeah.
you get some. Okay, here's what you do. If you get a lemon and a strawberry,
Yeah.
right, and you put them together, you get an orange.
talkSPORT breaking news.
That's all we've got time for tonight's show. I don't really have. 08717223344. Lots to talk about Arsenal, Palace, and football fans as well. One to dial. Let's quickly speak to Greg. He's an Arsenal fan. Hello, Greg. How are you?
I'm all good. How are you today?
I'm okay. Did you go to the game?
Just leaving the game right now,
Okay.
and not really sure what to explain except sloppy, not good enough. Palace were much better than us today, I have to believe. Second half, changes at half time, negative. Changed the way of the system. The injury through Saka, which I thought could have been a red card. Reckless, nowhere near the ball. Bring on Lukonga at half time, who again goes to two sets of defensive midfielders. No Xhaka again, massive miss. He's our most important midfielder. Partey slows the whole thing down. Subs again, not good enough as well. Martinelli, why bring him on so late? Should have done it at half time. Straight swap, Saka for Martinelli. Keep the same system. They didn't have much going forward, Palace. In the second half, they were a different team.
I can't disagree with anything you've said, Greg. Can I ask you about their second goal, actually? Because on telly they were saying they thought Ramsdale was at fault. I personally didn't. I thought he smashed it and he just tipped
No, I think Ramsdale was the best player on the pitch today.
Yeah, so you didn't think he was at fault at all for that?
No, I can't put him at fault for that. No.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean, but I think he'll be as a goalkeeper. I think that it was such pace, but I think as a goalkeeper, I think he'll be disappointed that he didn't get a little bit closer to it.
Yes.
I think it's hard to criticise him, but I think if he is going to be ultra critical of himself, and I think he probably will be, I think he'll look at that and go, "Could I have done a bit more?" And probably the answer is yes. But I think what you got to do is let Lukonga give the ball away in the middle of the park. That's where the mistake was, and Arsenal was so high up the pitch.
It started from Pepe.
What, losing
Just
it in the
going
middle,
back to your
you mean?
point,
Losing it in the middle.
Yeah.
Greg. Just going back to your point about
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you have to go back as well. This summer as well, spend 150 million on not one player over the age of 23. We're looking to improve Arsenal Football Club to date, not in 5 years. Again, it's just I don't know what's going on at Arsenal. Wenger couldn't speak to the players after a loss to Palace, and probably you can't look forward into Friday either.
Thanks,
just
Greg.
going back to your point. Okay, is he gone?
Yeah, go on, Jay.
No, I was going to ask Greg. He said there about Palace were better second half. Palace were better first half.
He's still there. Greg's still there. Go on, what do you want to ask me?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Palace were the better side in the first half.
Yeah. Again,
I've got to agree with him, Greg.
I do have to agree with him in some sort of disrespect, but then again, we took our chance early on. Head sort of thought would be a 3-4-0, and before you know it, half time came, changed the system, and it went upside down.
Greg, just quickly before I let you go,
Go on.
I'm just curious because it is. Listen, being a football fan for any club is, a bit of a roller coaster ride, a bit of a topsy turvy world every single week in, week out. I feel more so for Arsenal fans with what they've been through over the last maybe 2 years. Certainly since Arteta's been there. So where do you stand now on Arteta?
I'm a person who always believes I've backed Arteta since the start. Again, obviously it's his first job. You're going to have some rough moments and some bad decisions. I believe Arteta is the person to take Arsenal forward. I just don't.
What's forward? What's forward, Greg?
Forward, I think the current minute is I don't see Arsenal getting forward than top 10. The players are simply not good enough. The players are not good enough. There are better teams, and I could probably name 8 better squads in the Premier League than Arsenal Football Club at this current minute.
But when you say he's the man to take us forward, and then you say top 10, is that not a bit of a contradiction? Are Arsenal not bigger than top 10?
I do think Arsenal are bigger than top 10, but then again, he came into a team which were on the down after Emre, and after 6 months, he did what Spurs couldn't do in 13 years.
I just think an Arsenal fan phoning up saying, hopefully we can get top 10. Is that really where your club's at now?
No, absolutely. It's for this current minute, yes.
Is Arteta the man to get you top 6, Greg?
Is Arteta? It's a very good question. With a backing, which he did have this summer, he brought in 5 players under the age of 23. Going back to your question, do I think Arteta's the person to take us forward now? No.
You don't?
No.
Okay, all right.
Unfortunately not.
Great, unfortunately not, says Greg, the Arsenal fan. You can have your say on National Radio simply by picking up the phone. I want to hear from Palace fans as well, because I'm guessing you'll be absolutely devastated with the fact you didn't get all 3 points. And also, you look at the league table now, I think you're better than 14th. I think you're better than 5 places off the bottom 3. So Palace fans and Arsenal fans and football fans, you can have your say on National Radio simply by picking up the phone and dialing in 08717 22 33 44.